We are live, and I am still setting up, but that's okay because we weren't going to start immediately anyway. I can't find it. Here we go. Okay, I need to post a link.
Yes.
Oh, we are live. Starting the podcast in just a few. Please join us. Don't add to queue. Share now. Cool. Aight. Are we rehearsing tonight? I didn't ask the gang.
I assumed so, but we didn't confirm, so.
I also didn't update the show notes. Have you looked at those at all?
I updated them earlier today, right? Because I am the best.
You're the greatest.
I know. I
I
am.
appreciate it. I am obviously running a little bit behind today. I got kicked out of my house for about an hour or so.
Was there like a sock on the doorknob? But yeah, exactly that.
This is why, and this is going to be the gift. The walls are like paper thin here, so.
Yeah, you don't want to hear that.
It was a text message. It was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I was like,
"Why? Can you continue to do it not here for an hour or so?"
Yeah, exactly. So. But I went on a hike, and then I got home and was just like, so. Okay, I need to find that tweet and retweet it. Only I can't because Twitter is a piece of shit. This whole new algorithm of like, while you were away, go fuck yourself, Twitter. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Retweeted. Okay. Good Lord, people are already commenting. You guys are the best. Tom's here and Josh is here.
Hey, boys.
And Josh is insulting us already. We love you too, Josh.
That's not surprising. We deserve to be insulted.
Well,
one of us do, not me, but one of us.
Why me?
I don't know. Because I don't want to be, so therefore it's left to you.
Hey, did you like the GIF I made?
Uh-huh. I like how like my face was just completely like devoid of expression, and then it was just like, Yep. This is good.
Okay, my phone is in the other room, which I will need if we're going to podcast. Okay, we're going to start in a few minutes, guys, so just hang tight. We're glad you're here. Even you, Josh.
She's so rude.
Amanda, do me a favor and double check that your microphone is using the right one because mine's not. now it is. Does this sound any different?
Oh, that's much better. Yes.
It's funny because like
suddenly there's no background and it's great.
Right. And well, I can't hear myself, so I never like, oh, wait, there's something wrong here. Okay. And I am plugging in my headphones and turning them down. Make sure. Make sure you turn your headphones down so I can't hear myself.
Don't tell me what to do.
Okay, sassy. Jesus. I'm going to adjust this real quick. Get it all up in my face.
Like you like it.
Gross. I mean, you're not wrong, but gross. Hey. That changed everything.
Moving the microphone an inch closer to my face.
Yeah. Weirdly.
Strange.
All right, cool. All right, I am pulling up show notes. Do we have news from Jeff? Because I haven't even looked. Girl.
It is all taken care of.
Girl. I'm excited. Okay. Good God. Okay. Tom tells me to get TweetDeck. Oh, those are all retweets. Okay, so Tom says to get TweetDeck. Oh, it has none of that while you're away shit. I actually have something. Yeah, I have TweetDeck. And I agree that whole while you're away thing pissed me off. But it seems to take a lot of like background.
Like processing power?
Yeah, those are the words I couldn't find. Yeah.
I'm here for you today, Blythe.
I really appreciate that because apparently...
Because you are a mess.
I am a mess. I'd love to tell you you're wrong, but you're just not.
But we both know that I'm right.
I'm normally a little more on top of it. But on the plus side, boobs.
Boobs.
Okay. I am opening show notes. And then we can get the show on the road. Are you going to start it this week?
Yes.
Okay.
Shall we?
Oh, you like made things color-coded.
Huh?
In the show notes?
No.
You like highlighted your stuff in green.
Well,
it definitely is on my screen, so that's weird. Okay.
That's very strange because...
Doesn't matter.
Anyways, hey everybody! Welcome to episode 8 of the Dork Pridecast. I'm Amanda, and that lovely lady over there is my co-host Blythe. Say hello, Blythe.
What's up, everybody?
We make up one half of the Damsels of Dorkington, a nerdcore comedy group whose main goal is to celebrate dork pride. So let's get celebrating.
Let's get celebrating.
I think that's proper grammar.
Celebrate dork pride. Come on. Why have we never made that joke before?
I don't know, because that seems like a really obvious one to make.
Yeah. Yeah, we suck at life.
Yeah, pretty much.
Remember that time we were an improv group?
Nope. Title ideas for today's episode, We Suck at Life.
Somebody tweeted at me because 5 minutes
will
after
forget.
5 minutes after I stopped the podcast, I'm going to be like, we had an idea. What was it?
Yeah. At least it's at the very beginning of the show, so if you have to go back and watch it, you don't have to watch the whole thing.
That's true. Because last time I couldn't even remember like where.
Like when we talked about it, yeah.
So I literally had to like go through the whole show because I've tried skimming through the show, and inevitably I will miss it because it'll just be like this 5-second window.
Right.
You have to listen to the whole thing. So we're referencing a tweet I made on the Dorkington account last week. We came up with a title while we were podcasting, which was
Dancer is not an adjective.
Right. Dancer is not an adjective, which we mentioned. And then as soon as I turned the podcast off and stopped recording, completely forgot.
Yep.
So I had to go back and listen. And let me tell you, listening to yourself, not fun. It's not fun. I don't enjoy it. I don't know
Nobody
anyone
does.
who enjoys it.
No.
Maybe narcissists enjoy it, like heavy, because I mean, we're actors. We're a little narcissistic, obvi. But I hate it.
Yeah, but I still, I like other people being able to listen to my voice. I don't want to have to listen to my voice ever.
Yeah. You just described every podcaster ever.
Well, yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Because that's what we are. Totally legit podcasters.
Totally legit. We're going into double digits.
I know. That's going to be exciting stuff.
Yeah. So, what's new and exciting? You're the one who's prepared, so I'll let you kick it off.
Yeah, but I was hoping that you would have stuff to talk about because know me, I don't do shit.
I have a small amount of things to talk about. It's just that none of them are, well, yeah, you're just starting. That's all.
Yeah. So I have been reading a series of books that I started after the last week's podcast, and I'm on the third book in the series because
Wow.
Yeah.
You're blowing through that, I guess.
That's how I do.
Uh-huh.
I'm not one of those people who can like read before bed because I will just sit there and stay up until it's morning. And,
totally understand.
Yeah. But it's what's this series called? It's something really stupid, like The Princesses or something like that. But so I heard about this series at Conquest when I went to go visit Rissy last weekend. The great thing about a convention with a bunch of authors is that they just start banding about book suggestions. Mm-hmm. So I got a huge list of like, here are things to read. But this was one of them, and it's basically, the first one starts out, it's Cinderella, and it's after this, after the typical story is over. And her mother-in-law is like also kind of, she's taken in Snow White and Sleeping Beauty, and together they form up because one of Cinderella's stepsisters kidnaps her prince and they have to go rescue him. Which sounds very silly, but it's actually it was really good. And then the second one, like the Little Mermaid type character comes in, and it's very girl positive. It's like these, the princesses are going and saving the day themselves. They're not the, damsel in distress type. Yeah. But yeah, so I've been reading that. So the other day it was actually nice outside, like not raining and not disgustingly hot. So I walked down to the lawn of the Nelson Atkins, which is a museum that's very close to my house. And they have this huge lawn out front that people just sit on. And
with giant birdies.
Yes.
Not birds.
No. Like badminton birdies. Yes. Gigantic ones. And, people sit out there all the time. So I like grabbed a blanket and I walked down there and I spread my blanket on the ground and realized that laying down on a blanket, the only thing you can comfortably do is just lay down.
Yeah.
Because you lay down and your face is facing straight up. So to try to read like that is really tricky, which was what I wanted to do. And so I ended up I was this weird, constantly shifting around. I'm sure nobody was paying attention to me because I wasn't paying attention to anybody else. But it's one of those things where you're like, everybody's staring at me. And yeah.
I have had similar issues trying to read at the pool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's one thing if you're sitting in a chair and you're sitting up, but I'm usually trying to get some sun as well.
Right.
So I want to lay the chair out.
That's what I was
I'm stuck.
Yeah. That was kind of also the point of going down to the lawn and not just sitting on my porch, is that hopefully I could sit out in the sun.
Yeah.
So I realized so I have these goggles that I use for climbing, that it's a prism. So when you look straight ahead, you actually can see up. I want some that look down so I can lay and just have my head straight up and I can see what's and just balance my Kindle on my stomach and read that way.
Right? That would actually be kind of cool.
Right? I know. It would have made it much easier. So I basically stayed And then it was like I'd gotten there and I'm like, well, this is really uncomfortable and I'd kind of like to go move someplace else. But I just got here and people will think badly of me if I leave right after I got here. So I have to stay. So I know it's because I'm socially awkward.
I know. I've had those exact same thoughts. So I shouldn't be judging, but I definitely, as like a completely uninvolved third party, I'm like, that's ridiculous. Why
Right?
Nobody's even going to pay attention to you.
No, I know.
You know, amusingly, I had the same thought because I had to go renew my tags, my license plate tags, and I thought I was probably in the wrong line, but it was a self-service line, and I was like, I'm gonna try this one first on the off chance that it works before I go like in the crazy get a number, sit with number forever. So I stood in that line, and then I got up to the machine and I started pushing the buttons, and then got to the point where I realized I am in the wrong line. I can't do this here. I'm going to have to go somewhere else. And I was like, oh God, everybody behind me is going to think I'm an idiot. Yeah, no. What they're going to think is, well, whatever, that person moved through the line and now it's my turn. I don't give a shit why it didn't work for her. I'm just glad she's gone.
Exactly. Because when somebody is in front of you in line and they're like, oh shit, I'm not supposed to be here, and they leave, you're ecstatic.
Yes.
You're happy.
Absolutely.
Right.
So
well, it's the same thing, like you're walking in one direction and realize you're going the wrong way, but you can't just stop and turn around.
I know.
Because then people will know. So you have to be like, I was coming over here to look at this thing. Well, that's not interesting. I'm going to go back this way and look at something back there.
I'm so glad that we both have the same social anxieties.
I know. That happens a lot at airports, and that's just ridiculous because nobody gives a fuck.
No one cares. No one is paying enough attention.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So, well, cool. So you read outside.
I did.
It's pretty awesome.
Right? I know.
You got some of that vitamin D. Okay. Sorry. That's addictive, guys. I'm sorry. Only real vitamin D because it's the sun.
Yeah, it was. For a little while.
Yeah. Well, anything else that you did this week?
I tried to go shopping for some shorts and was unsuccessful because apparently I'm old and don't get today's fashions. I've decided. I don't like this high-waisted pants, shorts, skirts trend.
Yeah.
I have a very short waist, so if you make the waist high on something, it's basically coming up to like just under my boobs, which is not flattering. And it's like impossible to find. It's probably not. It's probably because I don't go to like grown-up stores.
Well, I don't like high-waisted stuff because I have a really small waist, but like crazy hips, like childbearing hips. And so if I put something that goes directly from one to the other, holy shit, I look like so bottom heavy, which I am. But anyway, I love how this podcast has turned into nothing that any of our listeners give a shit about. Sorry, guys. We'll stop talking about fashion soon. Or just body.
One more thing.
I
just one more fashion thing. I know, right?
I said soon.
Yeah. So besides the fact that, I want the low rise that's in my hips because that provides a better whatever, but they're hard to find. But also the shirts that are out there right now, they're either crops.
Yeah.
They're crops, which the crop top with the high-waisted I don't get. But it's that, or they're just completely formless. Like they're this giant bag type thing where there's like, I need something to be fitted in the waist. Cause I don't know if you've noticed this, but I have a decent sized rack. And so
no, I was unaware of your,
it's okay. But if you wear something that's shapeless and it hangs off the boobs, it's just like a giant tent. Mm-hmm. So I need it to be kind of fitted around the waist. So I was having absolutely no luck finding anything that resembled something that I would potentially wear. It was very sad.
Kids today and their fashions. Also, just the crop tops. Like, guys, I'm in my 30s. I'm not going to wear a crop top. No, it's not going to happen.
No. Says the girl with the cropped corset as part of her.
That's a costume.
I know.
And it's not cropped.
No, it's not. You're right.
It just bears my stomach.
Yes. In a flattering way, unlike the crop tops, which really...
I know, they just shorten everything.
Yeah.
Shorten the things you don't want shortened and lengthen the things you don't want lengthened. I don't get it.
I know.
So.
I know. Even you see these like tiny, tiny little waifs, and even they look terrible in a lot of these fashion. Like I don't find them flattering on anyone.
Fashion, man, I don't get it.
Kids these days.
Kids these days. And really all days.
Yeah, pretty much.
Get off our lawn, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I'm sorry that you're having trouble finding clothes.
My life is really hard.
It is.
I know.
So hard.
It is.
All right, guys. We're done talking fashion.
Or are we?
We're not.
I know.
It'll be back. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, so what is it my turn? Do I talk about
Yeah, what did you do?
Well, let me tell you. I've also been reading a book. It's my new Bible.
I was just going to ask if it was the Bible, and apparently it is.
It is. It's my Bible. It's your Bible. No. So, it's the Hamilton. Dad, get out of my podcast. This is why we can't have nice dads. I don't know.
Yeah. That is my Bible. You're right. That's it.
Do you have one yet?
No.
Oh, girl. Get it. It's so good. It's so good. Okay. So for those of you who are not aware, Amanda and I are currently obsessed with the hit Broadway musical Hamilton, co-written, but primarily written by Lin-Manuel Miranda, who I refer to as my Lord and Savior. And they released
I'd like to get on my knees and worship him.
No words. Just none. No words. Okay. So anyway, he is, but they also made a book about the making of Hamilton. And it is commonly referred to by Lin-Manuel and his followers, which I mean on Twitter, but it also works in the religious connotation. So I'm going to stick with that.
Yeah.
As the Hamiltome. And it's all of the songs in the musical with annotations by Lin, and they're really insightful, and it's amazing. He goes into some of the things that he changed in the storyline.
Right.
For story's sake.
Everything is exactly historic.
Right. Some timetables are tweaked a little bit just for a better story, know, a better 2.5 hour story, which totally makes sense. But, he kind of talks about those things.
Right.
But he also makes a lot of notes about where the references are coming from or where the inspiration came from. And a lot of those, because it's a hip hop musical, and I'm not really a hip hop fan at all, but there's a lot of information about the hip hop that inspired him. Where this this line came directly out of a Busta Rhymes song, or this pattern came out of, I don't know, there's some guy called like Big Pun or something. I never even heard of that. Anyway, so it's fascinating to read about where these things are coming that are references that I didn't even get because I'm not a hip hop fan. So that was really fascinating. But then also there are articles between the songs about the making of the musical or the artists, the actors that are in the musical, all kinds of things, which, by the way, do you remember how we watched A Ham for Ham with 3 guys and we figured out who 2 of them were, but we couldn't figure out who the third older guy was, and we went through the cast to try and figure out who's this guy?
So hang on, because I haven't looked it up, but I think the title of that whatever was the Georges, and I know 2 of them had played King George, so I assumed maybe the third one
I don't know.
Was an understudy, or what is his real name, George?
No, Andrew Rannells, which I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. The kid from he's older than me. The guy from Book of Mormon. which we did know who that was.
Right.
I don't think that he's played George.
Oh.
However, the older guy, I didn't know this. It was Brian Darcy James, and I'm sure that will probably mean absolutely nothing to you, but he's a huge Broadway name, and I love him. And I just didn't recognize him. And they weren't actually singing. I would have recognized his voice, but they were lip syncing. And he apparently originated. He originated the role of King George at the Public, which is where they were performing it before they went to Broadway. And he did it for a couple weeks before Jonathan Groff took over.
Ah, okay.
But because schedules didn't work out. Anyway, I tried to find a video of Brian playing King George because I would kill to see it. Can't find it. Really, really disappointed. Man, we are hitting all the topics that no one who listens to this podcast gives a fuck about.
But we
Fashion
do.
and musicals.
Yep.
So sorry, you guys.
I just pulled up his Wikipedia page, and it's got his theater credits, and one of the first things it lists is Blood Brothers, which I don't know if you've ever heard of that musical. I love it.
I have.
It's really good.
I was talking about that with Kiri the other day, in fact.
And he was in Chess?
Yeah.
Oh, that's another favorite of mine.
I fell in love with him in a musical called The Wild Party.
Oh, yeah.
But it's it's very obscure. I think it was off Broadway. The one that he was in was off. There were 2 Wild Parties based on the same material. One was on Broadway, and I don't like it. And the other one was off Broadway, and I actually like it better. And it had
it's set like Menzel. In the 20s, right?
Yeah. It had Idina Menzel and her ex-husband.
Taye Diggs.
Yes, thank you. Taye and Brian Darcy James. It was a phenomenal cast. You should listen to it. It's really fantastic. And that is the musical corner. I'm so sorry, you guys. You can be a nerd about anything, and we're nerds about musicals, and we normally shut the fuck up about it because we know you guys aren't. But Jesus Christ, sometimes we have to let it out.
I know.
So anyway, so that's been consuming my waking days. Not a comma, but a book with a lot of commas. That's a Hamilton reference. Don't worry about it.
It is. It is. I understood it, so it's fine.
It wasn't for you, fans. So that's what I've been reading. But let me tell you, this weekend I was on my own in the apartment.
Is that a Les Mis reference or?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It could be, but it's not.
Okay.
All I did was watch DS9. We're back to nerddom, guys. You're welcome. Oh my God, so much DS9. Amanda, you don't even care.
I care. I thought there was more to the story.
No, I just binge watched a million episodes of Deep Space Nine.
Oh, is that what DS9 stands for?
Okay, all right. Mm-hmm.
Love you.
Yeah, I guess. Whatever. So anyway,
that's a good use of your time.
It was delightful. I haven't watched. For anyone who doesn't keep up with my Star Trek watching that I've been doing, I was not a sci-fi fan until fairly recently. So I've been kind of giving myself an old school sci-fi education. And I started with TNG, and I made it
a good place to start.
Absolutely. But I made it all the way through TNG, but it literally took me 2 or 3 years, off and on, of course. But it's 8 seasons of a bajillion episodes a season.
Right.
So it took a while. So I finished that not too long ago and moved on to DS9, which everybody, it's weird. DS9, it's very polarizing. You either love it or you hate it.
It's the same. It's the same with Voyager. Although people tend to skew more towards hate, I enjoyed it. But yeah, it is.
Yeah, see, Josh says it's his favorite of the franchise.
Yeah, well, I feel like that's the way it is for a lot of people where they like absolutely love it or, yeah.
I really think yeah, that's accurate. Everybody seems to love it or hate it. So, but I'm enjoying it. It's good. So, but I think I'm still only in the first season. So I still have a long way to go.
A little bit more before, yeah.
I mean, 7 or 8 seasons. So it'll take me another 2 or 3 years to get there. So that's how I spent my weekend, alternating between the Hamilton and DS9.
Yeah. Mine was all princesses all weekend.
All princesses.
With a couple breaks to play some Mario Party. Because I enjoy it.
I almost fired up some Halo.
Ooh.
I almost, but I just, yeah. It's just not convenient at the moment, so
yeah,
I haven't done it yet. But I miss it. I want to kill some other Spartans. So that's, and I think, yeah, I didn't play any video games other than that, other than Facebook games, which I have a problem. Whatever. So
yeah, I don't play any games like that. I'm pretty sure we've talked about the fact that that's not true.
Mm-hmm. Have we talked about it on this podcast, though?
I don't know.
I don't think we have. Can't eat on the porch. Okay, fine. Sorry, my dad's bringing me candies, and I'm like, I can't eat these on the podcast.
Let me see them.
Get angry.
Hold a piece up.
Hang on, they're M&Ms. They're like they're crispy M&Ms, and they're s'more flavored. Hang on.
Ooh.
Booyah!
Ooh, that's fancy.
So it's like the greatest thing I've ever put in my mouth. No comment.
That could also be a title. The greatest thing I've ever put in my mouth. It's a little long.
That's too long.
Yeah.
Listen, nobody likes a super long.
That's true.
Title.
That's true. You want it to be just the right length.
Exactly. Okay. Want my cervix to remain unbruised. Thank you very much. So we're talking about, right? Titles?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't understand. I think I lost the analogy. Sorry, guys.
Blythe is talking about doing it.
Okay. Yeah, so that's I think that's my week. As far as nerdy things go in my week. So shall we move on?
Yes. What did you have in mind? Where would you like to go?
I mean, I'm not super picky, but we could, if you're up for it, we could do the news, according to Jeff.
That's a great idea.
Oh my gosh, okay, let's do it. So,
okay.
This is the news according to Jeff.
Dun, dun, dun.
Jeff is going to LA next week for E3. That's true. I'm picking him up from the airport in like 4 days. 3 days? I can't count.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I'll be there, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Dead Rising 4 rumors seem to be correct. Expected to be announced at E3. I assume the rumor was that there was going to be a Dead Rising 4 announced soon.
I would imagine.
He doesn't specify, so we can't. Injustice Gods Among Us 2 has been leaked by GameStop. That sucks.
How does that happen?
That's a great question. I mean, is it the actual game that's been leaked or just...
Right, and how do you leak... Yeah.
I'm going to keep reading. You look it up.
I'm going to, because I need to know.
If one of my people who are watching knows.
Either one. Let's race.
comment and let us know. Okay. The next. Okay. Skyrim Remastered is being rumored to appear at E3 with mod support. And then he says, in all caps, please give me Macho Man Randy Savage dragons.
I'm trying to picture what that would look like.
I think
it just seems silly.
I'm pretty sure I saw that mod come out, like videos of that mod a while ago, but like literally years ago. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember it very well. I remember rolling my eyes and moving on with my life. Okay.
Okay. Sorry. Apparently, GameStop leaked the poster that showed. I don't know if it leaked that the game was coming out or who some of the characters on it.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I found. Anyway,
did they put the posters up, or what was the deal?
Yeah. So it says. Oh, I guess just the fact that it exists.
Oh, wow. So it hadn't been announced at all?
I guess.
All right. Okay. Well, all right. Moving on.
Yep.
XCOM 2 is coming to consoles this fall. So there you go. Amanda, I love your faces. You're like, I don't have anything to say about that.
Because I don't know what that. I know.
XCOM was really popular when it came out. Yeah, everybody really dug that game. So that's a big one.
Not popular enough for me to have heard of it.
Okay.
That means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, right? Get out of here. All right.
There's a lot of things I haven't heard of.
The next item, that is news according to Jeff. New Xbox One dashboard preview is rolling out to the preview program members. It brings Cortana to the system so you can easily navigate things using her and actually say the word Xbox in your home again without your Kinect thinking you are talking to it. And it works with headsets.
Yeah, that whole Kinect thing was kind of stupid.
I love the Kinect.
When it behaved.
I'm not going to get into this argument with you.
Well, that's not fun.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I say half the shit I say.
Why? So we can argue? No, you say half the shit you say so that Jeff will rage about it and he can't argue with you because he's not here.
Well, that too.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying.
I like to start shit.
Anyway, yeah. Well, Cortana's pretty great. It's really cool to be able to literally talk to Cortana. That's one of the perks of having a Windows phone.
Yeah.
Although she doesn't call me Chief, so.
Huh.
I could probably program her.
You probably could.
I have no doubt that I can, but what else? Anyway, that's kind of cool. I'd be more excited, but you know, Xbox One.
Blythe does not have.
Okay. Oh, God. Here we go. Brock Lesnar will appear at UFC 200, hopefully meaning that Ronda Rousey might appear at WrestleMania next year. Is that real, or is he just making jokes? Like, is Ronda Rousey really going to show up to WrestleMania?
No, I assume it's
That's a joke, right? Because of crossover?
Yes.
Okay.
Because no.
Oh, God, I hope she wouldn't. No offense, Jeff.
I cannot imagine that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. It moved on me. Okay. Jeff says he watched Ballers on HBO and Mixology on Netflix. Both were quite good.
I've seen both of those.
Would you like to talk about them? Because I literally can't tell you what either of them even is.
So Ballers is with Dwayne Johnson, or The Rock, as some people know him. He's like an ex-NFL person who is trying to provide like financial advice for other retired football players. And it's just sort of following the lives of these people that some of them are retired, some of them are still playing, but it's just sort of a behind the scenes look. It was interesting though. Mixology. Hang on, now I have to check.
You've seen it, but you don't remember what it is.
I'm pretty sure it's the one with Will Arnett, and he is a guy who is in AA, and it's just following him as he kind of tries to get his life straight, but fucks it up most of the time. Or it's not, or I'm completely wrong. So what am I thinking of? I haven't seen Mixology then. I'm a liar.
All right. Oh, that amused me.
Right? Now, I bet that the show that I'm thinking of is has got a name that's nothing like what I'm talking about.
That's
anyway.
pretty amusing, actually. All right. Well, with that in mind, or not in mind, with that conversation done, shut up. Central Intelligence with Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, is coming out next weekend. It's basically the story of what would have happened if Jeff had never procreated and instead gone into the CIA from the looks of the trailer. Oh man, if you guys are just listening to the audio podcast, you are missing the fact that I rolled my eyes so hard they got stuck. Oh.
They are stuck.
Okay, there we go. I got them back.
Also, the show I was thinking of is actually called Flaked.
It's so close to Mixology.
I know,
so
it's very close. At least I was right about Ballers. I do know which one that is.
It's cute that Jeff thinks a Dwayne Johnson film is him in an alternate universe. No comments?
Nope.
We love you, Jeff.
We do.
Okay. And, oh my God. Last but not least, you should play The Witcher 3 because it's the bee's knees. Jeff, that was literally on your news last week about Witcher 3.
He's very excited. It's very pretty.
Ugh. Jeffrey, I swear to God, check your past news before you wreck your current news. Shut up.
You don't shut up. You're right.
Anyway, that was the news according to Jeff. Amanda and I do not necessarily agree.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just saying, it's like when people put on Twitter, like, I work for so-and-so. My views do not necessarily. I just wanted to be very clear that we don't necessarily.
Right.
So if people want to bitch about the news items we just read, bitch at Jeff. He's at Yenzer on Twitter.
I think based on the comments we make throughout that people are pretty aware that these are not our news items.
I know. Anyway, wow, helicopter. Welcome to LA.
You should check the comments and see if anybody corrected me on.
They didn't. Mixology. I actually just did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, people have posted a couple new comments, but I like this. Josh says, Jeff Yenzer, agent of You Fucking Wish. Also, Luke is here now. Hey, Luke.
Hi, Luke.
Although Wayne says he could see Jeff as a secret agent, kind of like Maxwell Smart. And that pleases me to no end.
Yes.
Oh, man.
I would accept that. I would accept Jeff in that role.
Yeah, I'm super into that.
Yep.
All right. So, moving on. It is now time for letters from Rissy.
It is.
Sorry.
Yeah. Here we go. Tonight, I present unto you, gentle listeners, a tale of woe and travail. There are many kinds of tall people in this world. Some are basketball players. Some are stiltmen. Some are lady stiltmen. Some, like Strong Bad says, are very tall and merciless. So when I read through this letter when we first got it, and I read the Strong Bad line, I tried to say that line in a Strong Bad voice, and then remembered that I cannot do voices. And it was ridiculous.
Not even Strong Bad?
I can't do any voices. I am terrible.
All right.
It ended up sounding like, it was a little Yoda-like. It was bad. Anyway, moving on. Amanda doesn't do voices.
That's the title of the episode.
Yeah, exactly. I, being Rissy, while somewhat resembling the last choice, which is the tall and merciless kind, am actually very tall and short-waisted. This means that most of my height comes from my legs, and I have the upper body of a very busty Cabbage Patch doll. This also means that finding a pair of pants that fits me is a quest worthy of all the goddamn Grail Knights and the motherfucking Fellowship of the Ring. There are, of course, alternate approaches. Skirts and dresses are lovely, but I live in Chicago, aka the Windy City, and I don't want to have to explain to strangers that I'm not giving birth to Mothra. That's just my labes in the raging winds.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Yeah?
I need you to go back and read that line, maybe that whole paragraph. I'll let you decide. I need you to read it again. You guys, if you don't appreciate the brilliance of Rissy, I need you to listen very carefully as Amanda reads this sentence or this paragraph, whichever you decide.
I will go with the sentence, which is, okay. Skirts and dresses are lovely, but I live in Chicago, aka the Windy City, and I don't want to have to explain to strangers that I'm not giving birth to Mothra. That's just my labes in the raging winds.
Labes, y'all. Give it up for the labes.
Flappity.
Gross. Sorry, I just had to call attention to that brilliant imagery.
You just wanted people to really picture Rissy's labes.
Listen, you're not wrong.
Anyway, Rissy has spent a goodly portion of her time this last month trying to find some work-appropriate leg sacks and utterly failing. Firstly, trying to find tall pants in brick-and-mortar stores is a fool's errand. Bah, I say, because the tall sizes are always online. Next step, go online and find that all the tall sizes are out of stock. Fine, try a different store. They have an excellent selection of tall pants in many different colors and seasonal appropriate fabrics. Huzzah! But wait, they define tall as a 34-inch inseam. Fuck! Why would you do that? Do you have a howling ice void instead of a heart? Banana Republic, I'm looking at you, you fucking fucks. Okay then, regroup. Find a huge online retail like ASOS or Zara to find that the only pair of pants that they have in tall size is leggings covered in rainbow sequins formed into zebra stripes. And they're $250. I am left with but one conclusion. The universe does not want me to have pants. Well, maybe it's just not cloth pants, some kind of animal skins perhaps? Not exactly on the dress code, and guaranteed to make your crotch stink like a sack of assholes. But hey, any port in a storm, right?
I just want to point out, Rissy doesn't need weird animal skin to make her crotch smell like a bag of assholes.
You're not wrong. But no, leather pants in tall sizes aren't a thing either. So perhaps the reason the universe is denying me pants is that there's a prophecy concerning the thing that my chosen pants could be made from. And that if this creature should be slain, then balance would return to the force. Or maybe the fabric of reality would come undone. Or something. So if you'll excuse me, I gots to go kill and skin me a big bird in accordance with the prophecy. Or maybe find some bike shorts to wear under my skirts.
Does she know you don't have to just buy short skirts for starters? Does she know there are like long skirts?
She probably doesn't.
I just want to start there. And like the long like maxi skirts, those can't Marilyn Monroe. That's literally not how they work. I'm just saying. Also,
I think
like
Rissy needs
what about like pencil skirts or
yeah. Pencil skirts are great because they don't.
How did we get back on fashion? Did you
I
guys
know, right?
plan this?
Yep. Nope. Sometimes Rissy and I accidentally share a mind.
I just want you all to know I didn't authorize this. I didn't plan this podcast. This is Amanda's fault. She planned this one, and it's full of fashion and musicals. And so when y'all are bitching about it, don't fucking blame me.
You should
They're not
still
going to
blame
bitch about
Blythe.
it. Don't worry.
They're not.
No. It's fine.
Nobody's gonna complain about Hamilton because that shit is the best.
Girl, nobody in this audience gives a fuck about Hamilton. Tell me I'm wrong, you guys. Tweet at me if I'm wrong, but you won't. You want to know why you won't? Because nobody tweeted at me about chodes. So go fuck yourself.
I totally forgot about that. I'd forgotten about that.
Man, my timeline should have been full of chode tweets. I'm going to start posting out of context quotes.
I think you should. I mean, it's not like you don't do that all the time anyway.
Yeah, but they're usually from our rehearsals.
Well, yes.
And they amuse me. Anyway. So, there you go.
There you have it, folks. That was Lissy's Redder. Lissy's Redder.
Redders from Lissy. Wow, we're racist. We are super racist. I mean racist. So sorry to all of our Asian listeners.
That you're the one who took it to a racist place. I just confuse my words in my head.
Go away. Go away.
I didn't know it existed until now.
I'm sorry. My house is a goddamn three-ring circus.
It is. But you're right. Blame me because this podcast is a disaster.
I'm just saying. My dad decided to search for fashion and musicals, and he found one called Fashion the Musical and decided to bring it over here like we give a good goddamn. Go fuck yourself, Dad.
I'm sure it's terrible.
Show that shit on your own podcast. God damn it. He has 2 of them.
Yeah.
I only have 1. Leave mine alone. Hashtag yes all podcasts. I don't even know what that means.
It means nothing. Well. Just like our lives.
I don't know what's even happening. I'm so sorry.
You should be sorry.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to check comments real quick. Okay. Is there anything else that, if you guys are watching live, let us know if you think we should discuss anything.
Like more details about Hamilton, because we can totally do that.
Nope. Okay.
No one? Okay.
No one has any comments about Hamilton. However, Bob, that's what his name is showing, is commenting on Twitter, or I'm sorry, on YouTube, and he's confused. But so I'm just here to say, Bob, I'm totally seeing your comments. So keep commenting. I see them. All right. They're just in a different place. He's commenting on YouTube, which you can view this on YouTube, but most everyone else is commenting on Google+. So that's where everyone else is commenting. Wayne says utilikilts for the win. No, disagree. I mean, to each their own. You fucking want to rock utilikilt, you fucking go for it. I'm not gonna, but no.
Yeah.
Just, it's not my jam. I don't like it.
Well, you and I can just wear, like a normal skirt, because there's no stigma associated with that.
Right. Wayne says he's learned so much about women tonight. I don't even want to know what all those things would be. I can't even. God damn it. And Josh says Blythe screaming at her dad you should all picture it coming from a basement. God, shut up, Dad. We're talking about Mothra labes.
Oh,
Gross.
oh, yeah.
I don't want to talk about Mothra labes anymore.
Maybe that should be the title of the episode.
Well, oh God, Mothra labes? Oh.
Yeah.
All right. We have several options for podcast titles. If you are listening to this, if you're listening to this live, let us know what your vote is for the podcast title, because whatever you guys like better is what I usually go with. So
right. I don't even remember what the other options were. We haven't even stopped the podcast, and I've already put them out of my mind.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, there was something at the very beginning, and then there was something that was really long that we decided was no good, and then Mothra labes.
I'm gonna have to listen to the goddamn podcast again.
I know.
This is the sacrifice I make for you people, and also for you, Amanda. This means you don't have to go through and listen to it again. You're welcome.
I do appreciate that. I do not want.
Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah. Well, it is 9, so I suppose we should wrap this shit up.
Yeah,
just
I am.
like
super
someone's dick. I don't.
Oh man, Tom just gave us a whole list of title ideas. I love you so much, Tom Silk. You are my favorite.
And they are.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. People can talk about it. Because here's the thing. People listening to the audio podcast, they won't care because it'll already be titled.
That's true.
So you're listening to it later. You missed out on all the fun.
I finally just went ahead and opened up the window elsewhere so that I can see the comments, so you don't have to read them to me.
Oh, that's nice.
A little silly. Yeah. Because I'm like, I could just do that. Maybe.
Well, sure, but we also have to read them, so we can't just respond to them. Somebody's got to read them.
Just so that I can. Right. I meant so that I can see them.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So I'm not like, what did people say now? What did they say now? Did somebody laugh at my funny joke? Did they talk about how hilarious I am? They did, didn't they? I know. They're like, God damn, that Amanda is so funny. She's the best. LOL, I know, right? She's the greatest.
We should actually just call this episode Fashion and Musicals. That's really what we should call it. Sorry, guys. Voting just closed.
Because we want nobody to listen to it afterwards?
Well, listen. Maybe. All right. Let's get out of here. This is already
the title
gone
should be
long.
Totally not only about fashion and musicals, we swear. We totally talk about nerd stuff occasionally, we promise. That's not too long, is it?
Nope.
I think that's a good length.
Yeah.
All right. Hey guys, thanks for coming out and watching our podcast tonight and helping us with podcast titles and
commenting. You guys are the best. If you listen to this later, you're totally awesome. But for the people who make it a point to be here, like when we're doing this, you guys are amazing. We love that. So thanks.
Yeah. We had a really good turnout tonight.
Yeah, it's been fun.
You guys make us feel so special.
Aww.
And hey, you can always join us again next Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Time, where we stream live on Google Plus and YouTube. And if you can't be there for that, of course, you can always watch it later on YouTube, or you can listen to the audio version of the podcast.
Which is on basically every podcasting app, including iTunes. So search for Dork Pridecast, or you can get the RSS feed. I don't even know where. You'll figure it out.
All the places that you would normally do that stuff, you can do it there.
You guys know how to find podcasts. I don't have to tell you.
Nope.
And if you do feel so compelled to help us out, please give us a rating or review on iTunes. That helps us immensely.
You can also always find us on Twitter. I am at raging_Bonner.
I am at Blythe Renee. The group is at Dorkington. And Jeff and Rissy's Twitter handles are also linked there. So just go to the Dorkington Twitter and follow all of us. What are your numbers looking like, by the way?
I think I am up to 56 followers. So I'm steadily,
Slowly.
moving up a person or two every week.
That's pretty great.
I know. It is. Besides Twitter, of course, you can also find us on Patreon. We are at patreon.com/Damsels of Dorkington.
Yeah, please check that out if you haven't yet.
And where if you support our Patreon, besides becoming one of our favorite people in the world, you can also get access to rewards that are only available through the Patreon campaign. One of those rewards is being personally thanked on at least one podcast per month.
Being personally thanked, you say? You mean like this? Thank you to John Haight, Joshua Griffiths, our faithful northern minion, John Kozlowski, Casey Discreetly, Ector, Travis and Wendy Mays, Carlos Macera, John Latch, Aaron Griffin, Joe Louie, the great Luke Ski, Stephen Kendall, Eric Ruggles, Jay Only One Letter Teller, and Wayne Wells. Thank you guys for being patrons. We wouldn't do this without you, so you make it possible. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for joining us for episode 8 of the Dork Pridecast, and we will see you next week.
Peace, bitches.
Bye, guys.